mind shuts off, immediately my attention goes to my sensation automatically, because when your mind has no chatter, then automatically you just feel. I kind of got into the trap of meditating so that I could get rid of that sensation. I went like this to the meditation hall, like I could sleep all night. And because I discovered that the aversion and craving is more severe than actually the headache could ever be. It's a help for you to figure out what you actually want and how to express what you want and what you feel as well. Rejuvenating experience. And on day 9, I believe, my body was pure bright light. And the shine of the light was so big that it was bigger than the room that I was in. My third Vipassana meditation seminary, and things that can go wrong with Vipassana. Perfect equanimity. So my first 3 meditation seminaries, Vipassana, were in consecutive years. So in June or July 2014 was my first, June or July 2015 was my second, and June or July 2016 was my third seminary, always 1 year apart. And I tried to actually meditate and practice every day after my first seminary for like half a year. Now, what happened after my first seminary is I had this asthma sensation in my that sensation in my chest that I connected with asthma, with my former asthma experience, and I was very good at staying calm towards it, and it kind of like really dissipated. In my second seminary, which was more about emotions, I still felt it a bit, but very, very little. And the aversion against it was like totally gone. But after my first seminary, I realized I have this slight headache. And I always kind of like had the headache in my meditation, like I had it since, I'm not quite sure if I had it since that meditation seminary or if I just felt it since that meditation seminary, because you start to feel your body differently. But after my first seminary, I always felt that headache, especially when I would meditate. So I kind of got into the trap of meditating so that I could get rid of that sensation. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna let it be, and then it's gonna dissipate and go away, sooner or later. And that is obviously it's not what Vipassana is all about. Vipassana is about getting the mental strength to be able to look and feel all these sensations, but stay calm, right? It's about that. It's not about getting rid of sensations. It's about, and only feel certain sensations. It's about really having the power, the strength to feel any sensation and be calm. And that is really freeing. But what I would do in my own meditation was I would have this craving to not feel it anymore. And then I managed for like half a year, and then I kind of gave up on the meditation practice every day. And then after my second seminary, I also didn't continue really to meditate every day, but I incorporated the knowledge that I have found, especially about my emotions and how to feel them in my body, into my everyday life, which was so helpful. It still is. It's super helpful. Being able of your emotions as physical sensations is like, wow, this is amazing. This is so helpful, because you can so quickly decide whether you like something or not. You can feel when something's up and something's wrong, and it's a help for you to figure out what you actually want and how to express what you want and what you feel as well. And so my third meditation seminary, then I didn't really practice continuously, but I knew I had this headache, and I was like, okay, let me just get it and learn how to be equanimous towards this headache, learn how to be relaxed and chill with that headache while I still feel it. And then that time, it was so successful that after a day and a half, I think, my mind shut off, meaning I had a no mind experience. I explained already in that video what a no-mind experience is, which is the thing that actually brought me to Vipassana, the thing that I wanted to experience. And then when I started to do Vipassana, I realized, oh, that's something totally different. Like, it doesn't matter if you have a no-mind experience or not. So a no-mind, I think it's a very old samadhi. Samadhi is a power of a mind that everybody can achieve, basically a skill. And it's like, no mind is like your mind doesn't do things on its own. It's kind of like shut off, meaning it just takes in, but it doesn't give labels. It doesn't talk. There's no chatter. There's no music in the background. There's no pictures. Your mind is just still and quiet and nothing until you turn it on. Then you think actively. Then you turn it off, and everything is silent. It's very, very rejuvenating experience and a very rejuvenating state of mind. And so that happened to me in the after like 1.5 days, I think, where it just shut off, and then my meditation was so effortless, because when your mind just shuts off, automatically it goes to sensations, right? If you close your eyes, it goes to all the sensations, and it was so easy to go through my body. It was very easy, but that also meant that my headache was very present. It was very much there. Every time I, calmed down, and automatically when I calmed down, my mind shut off, and then I could just feel all the sensations beautifully. So during the meditation, it was a gift. It was beautiful, and also I kind of like, and that was a mistake I did, and I will not do again. I started Vipassana before the actual time of Vipassana. Everybody was still doing Anapana, and I was like, no, I need Vipassana. I need to, practice my equanimity towards this headache. Then I kind of like went into it too early, which was not good, because the mind needs these 3 days to really calm down, to really focus, and only then, can you work effectively. And my mind was quiet, but it wasn't focused. I could, go very, very, which sounds weird, right? It's, hey, how can it not be focused when it is quiet? Because, I felt like I was quiet, but it was just like, I'm going through everything. It's okay, but I didn't have the patience, the focus, and the emotional strength. Maybe it was just that I wasn't emotionally ready for that step. So what happened was, always when I calmed down, my mind shut off, and then I could beautifully go through my sensations. But then in the evening, I wanted to go to bed. I wanted to sleep. And then my mind, when I calm down to sleep, my mind shuts off. Immediately my attention goes to my sensations automatically, because when your mind has no chatter, then automatically you just feel. And then I had this big headache, and I really, like, when I think about it, I can actually feel it, and I can practice my aversion towards it, because the remnants of it is still there, even though in the 4th seminary I kind of like went through a lot, but the remnants of my aversion of this headache is still there, because of the aversion I've created over years and years against it. And I'm actually doing it right now. I really have to focus on staying calm while feeling it, and it's really helpful. However, where was I? I was saying that my mind shut off, and immediately it went to the sensation, and the headache was so prevalent, like a knife in my head, or knives at times, that was the only sensation I could go to. And I could even go through other sensations in my body, but it would always just be there. And the entire night I couldn't sleep. And since I hadn't learned yet what I learned in my 4th seminary, because it was my 3rd seminary, I didn't know really how to handle it, because I just didn't sleep, and I just meditated all night long, trying to be calm, but it was not like I would feel like the headache would come and then dissipate, and then maybe another headache would come. It was just there. And it stuck with me, and I was stuck with it. And then the next day I was so exhausted. I went like this to the meditation hall. Like, I couldn't sleep all night. And then I could talk to the teacher, and I was like, I can't do this. I'm so exhausted. Like, what can I do? My mind doesn't shut off anymore. And so I get no sleep. And the teacher, gave me a method to how to meditate in order to make it better, which I'm not going to reveal right now because you need a teacher for that. I'm not a teacher. I'm just sharing my own experiences, right? And then the teacher gave me that other way to meditate, and then my headache was gone after like 5 minutes. But it wasn't gone. I didn't focus on it anymore because I kind of like left the area out and I only meditated into one direction, and then I didn't feel it anymore. I could sleep again. Good. Then what happened was I did that, but I just did the rest of my body, the Vipassana, and on day 9, I believe, I had this amazing experience where I laid in my bed and I always slept. Like after every morning meal, I slept until the gong calls you in the hall again. After every afternoon lunch, I sleep as much as I can, and then after every dinner, I sleep as much as I can until it's time again to go to the hall, because it takes a lot of power for me to sit there and meditate like this because of all these very intense things that come up. So I slept, I think it was the afternoon, and then in my sleep, and it was like a half sleep, I felt like my body from here downwards, right? Because I didn't meditate in the head anymore, I just kind of left it out. So from here downwards, my body was pure bright light. And the shine of the light was so big that it was bigger than the room that I was in. And it was it was so, when you have these experiences, they feel so real. It's not just in your mind, it's like a feeling that your body feels like it's this light that shines and brighter, bigger than the room. It was an amazing feeling. It was like, wow. Sadly, my head was like dull and dark. But that was like, and Gwenka says these are the experiences that you have before, to kind of like when you freed yourself of certain aversions and cravings, and then you have these amazing experiences that give room to the deeper shit coming up. And the deeper shit came up. So that was, the whole head thing was so traumatizing at the time for me. I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. This experience with my light body was beautiful. It was amazing. Later on, it gave me a lot of background towards how I see ETs, and why in a white light and stuff. But I was like, this Vipassana is too much for me, it's too difficult, I can't do it, let me just not do it. And from 2016 to 2023, I never set another course. Also, I had many other things happening to my life, so I was like, no, I can't. And then now 2023, I went again here in Nairobi, and I did my Vipassana meditation course, and I really, like, the headache obviously came up, and I, like, how I dealt with it, I'm showing in this video. But yeah, that was my third seminary, and if you're not really ready, it can really be dangerous to do it, in terms of, obviously, I didn't get hurt or anything. It was just like so exhausting that I felt like, I don't want to do this for a few years. And only then I could come back and tackle actually the headache. And now I went through the whole process. I know what it was, and I still have the remnants of it, because I created this aversion for these years and years against it. Almost a decade, since 2014 to 23 is like almost a decade of aversion against this headache, right? So it will take me a while to get rid of this aversion, to really have my equanimity when I get the headache as the default sensation, the default reply to a sensation, and hopefully any sensation in my body. But right now, I'm still working with the headache, and now I'm actually happy that I still have parts of it, because they help me practice my equanimity. And because I discovered that the aversion and craving is more severe than actually the headache could ever be. So if that helps you somehow in your process with meditation and Vipassana, please let me know in the comments. Also of your experiences, if you had any, or if you had similar experiences with Vipassana. I would love to hear also how you incorporate all of these, your findings with the technique, because everybody has different findings and discoveries, how you incorporate it in your everyday life. I would love to know that as well. And give me a like and a subscribe if you like the content. It's a music channel, but I also share everything that informs my music and moves me, and Vipassana really moves me. So I wish you a beautiful sunny day wherever you are, or a rainy day if you prefer that, and beautiful equanimity with all sensations that you might feel and that might arise and pass away in your life, in your body. Perfect equanimity towards all sensations inside of me.